can pass me the ball, Judge Clark. It's Xenia. I'm back on. I don't know what happened.
I think he's going to just keep the ball for now, Xenia.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So we are live, Your Honor. Welcome to the information session and public statement hearing for 845 area code relief, March 23rd, 2022. I'm not sure who I'm telling that to, but I don't see any attendees at this time. Oh, we have one attendee, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. We'll start right at 6. 1 minute.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. 6 o'clock. My name is Michael Clark. I'm an administrative law judge for the Department of Public Service. We're here regarding case 21C-0600, petition of the North American Numbering Plan Administrator on behalf of the New York telecommunications industry for relief of the 845 numbering plan area. As indicated in a notice issued on March 3rd, 2022, we'll begin with an information session, which will be immediately followed by a public statement hearing. The information session will be led by Lori Mullen from the Department's Office of Telecommunications. Ms. Mullen, if you're all set, please proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Let's begin the information session. First of all, why is area code relief needed? In November 2021, the North American Numbering Plan Administrator, or NAMPA, filed a petition advising the Commission that the 845 area code, which serves portions of the Hudson Valley and Western Catskill regions, would exhaust its supply of central office codes by third quarter 2024. Then subsequently, in January of this year, NAMPA revised the forecasted 845 area code exhaust date to third quarter of 2023 due to an increased demand for telephone numbers. So we're running out of central office codes. Let's break down the parts of a telephone number to understand the importance of the supply of central office codes in our everyday life. Each telephone is assigned a 10-digit phone number. Of these 10 digits, the first 3 digits are the area code, and the second 3 digits are the central office code. The final 4 digits identify a particular telephone in a given central office within the specified area code. At this time, there's only 45 unassigned central office codes remaining in the 845 area code, and that's only 6% remaining to be used of the total. As I mentioned before, 845 is expected to run out of central office codes by third quarter 2023. Why are central office codes running out? We find that the factors that are most prevalent contributing to this situation are the increased number of service providers in the market, as well as the explosion of new technologies and services that are available to end users. We're all pretty familiar with the impact of cell phones and tablets in our current society, but also there is the interconnection of everyday objects, sometimes referred to as the Internet of Things. A few examples of these would be vehicular communications, health monitoring devices, law enforcement monitoring devices, and interconnected household appliances. And there is only a limited number of central office codes available in each area code. Certain codes cannot be used for assignments with telephone numbers. For instance, codes beginning with a 0 or 1 are not usable, and other codes such as 411, 911 that are characterized as N11 codes in the industry, those are also not usable. In NAMPA's petition, NAMPA identified a couple of options for relief of the 845 area code. The first option is the boundary elimination overlay. The 845 area, in this overlay, the 845 area code would be merged with the adjacent 914 area code that serves Westchester County, which would create a single area code, which would be the 914-845 overlay. Then when all 845 central office codes are exhausted, the spare central office codes from 914 would be available for assignment throughout the combined overlay area. And then eventually, when all 845 and 914 central office codes are exhausted, a new area code would be activated. Under this option, customers keep their current area code and telephone number. 10-digit dialing is required, and the projected life of this relief method is 19 years. The second option in NAMPA's petition was identified as the all services overlay. Under this option, a new area code is superimposed over the same geographic area of the existing 845 area. Then central office codes from the new area code would be assigned to serve all customers in that area. Under this option, again, customers keep their current area code and telephone number, and 10-digit dialing is required. The projected life of the relief method is 28 years. Both NAMPA and industry recommended the all-service overlay due to its longer relief lifespan and increased simplicity to implement. In terms of implementation, that process would begin following commission approval. In the petition, a few implementation phases were identified, and they are customer education, network preparation, and activation of the new area code, no later than first quarter 2023. And that's because relief should be in place well before the supply of central office codes is expected to exhaust. Implementation typically carries an 18-month timeline for carriers to complete their network modifications and education of customers about the changes to the dialing patterns. However, by July 2022, 845 telephone customers will have already transitioned to mandatory 10-digit dialing due to the implementation of the 988 National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Since 10-digit dialing will be in place when the new area code becomes effective, the implementation timeline for this overlay will be shortened to 9 months. That ends my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mullen. If anyone has any questions for Ms. Mullen at this time, please press the raise hand icon in the bottom right of your screen. If you're an electronic user, instructions are on your screen. If you've called in and you have a question, please press *3 on your telephone.
Hi, Your Honor. We have two folks that have come in. One has come in electronically, and one has called in. And neither of them have raised their hand to ask a question at this time.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Joe. In that case, Mr. Hubbard, we're going to begin the public statement hearing. Are you ready?
I am ready. One moment.
All right, thank you. We're on the record.
We are on the record.
I call case 21C-0600, petition of the North American Numbering Plan Administrator on behalf of the New York telecommunications industry for relief of the 845 numbering plan area. Good evening and welcome. My name is Michael Clark. I'm an administrative law judge with the New York State Department of Public Service. Assisting me tonight are Joe White and Zinnia Vega from the Department's Office of Consumer Services. We're here today for a public statement hearing that was noticed on March 3rd, 2022. The hearing concerns a petition to the New York State Public Service Commission filed by the North American Numbering Plan Administrator, or NAMPA, which requests approval to overlay a new area code within the southeastern portion of New York State currently covered by the 845 area code. The petition is based on a forecasted projection showing that the current 845 area code will exhaust its supply of available numbers in the third quarter of 2023. Just before this hearing began, Department of Public Service staff conducted an information session explaining exactly what's at issue in this case. Briefly, however, the proposed relief for the forecasted exhaustion is an overlay, which would result in an additional area code being used for new telecommunication services throughout the entire affected geographic area. According to the petition, all existing customers in the overlay area would retain their current 845 area code and telephone numbers, and the new area code would be assigned to new phone numbers once 845 is fully exhausted. Following a 9-month period for customer education and network preparation, implementation is expected to be completed no later than the first quarter of 2023. As indicated in the March 3 notice, this hearing is being held to receive public comment on whether the Public Service Commission should grant NAMPA's request to proceed with an overlay. This is not the only opportunity for comments. If you did not pre-register to speak, you can submit comments via the department's website, by email, by regular mail, or by telephone. All comments will be given equal consideration, regardless of how they are submitted. Turning back to today, this is not an evidentiary hearing, but instead an opportunity for the public to offer their comments on the petition filed by NAMPA. Any statements made here will become part of the administrative record. We have a court reporter on the line who will prepare a transcript of the hearing, which will be publicly available on the Department of Public Service website. Okay, we're ready to begin. However, it's my understanding that no one has registered in advance of this evening's hearing to provide a comment. Mr. White, would you please confirm that that remains the case?
That does remain the case, Your Honor. Would you like to pass the? Would you like me to pass the ball to Xenia? She's ready to share if you want to come back in.
That'd be fine, sure.
Okay, I'm going to pass it to you now, Xenia.
Okay, thank you. Given that nobody's registered to speak in advance of the hearing, we're going to open up the hearing to anyone in attendance who would like to speak but did not pre-register to do so. If you'd like to make a statement, please click the raise hand icon in the bottom right corner of your screen, or if you've called in, press *3 on your telephone. Either option will enable us to recognize you and unmute you so you can make your statement.
I don't see any raised hands, Your Honor.
Okay. And it's 6:13 p.m. We're just going to give everybody one more minute or so to see if anybody who hasn't registered to speak would like to provide a comment. Again, for electronic users, please press the raise hand icon, the bottom right hand of your screen. If you're a phone-in user and you'd like to provide a statement, please press *3. Still no hands, is that correct, Joe?
It looks like no hands are raised. Does look like Xenia is still having trouble with her internet connection downstate. So
Okay.
maybe we should pass the ball back to you. I
That's
apologize.
okay. We're gonna conclude the hearing. It seems
Okay.
pretty evident that nobody in attendance wants to provide a comment.
Yeah, there isn't any hands raised. We have two folks that
Well,
have called in.
I'm sorry. Yes, we do have the call-in user would like.
Oh,
to
there we
provide a
are,
comment.
call-in user. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for pointing that out. I didn't see it.
Okay. Call-in user, you've been unmuted. Please provide your comment.
This is just more of a curiosity point more than anything. I was just wondering if the choice has been made for the new area code, or is this kind of premature?
As far as I'm aware, it's premature. You mean an actual number?
Yes, the actual number for the overlay.
To my knowledge, that has not been determined. I'm not sure. Ms. Mullen, can you provide any information on that?
I can. That number is not identified until after approval by the commission. I believe that NAMPA has, in the realm of all their planning processes, they probably have already identified it, but it is not public knowledge.
Understood. Okay, very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Certainly.
much. And thank you for your interest. It doesn't appear that we have anybody else who would like to make a comment tonight. I'm going to close the hearing. I would like to thank everyone for their interest here today and remind anyone listening that you may also submit comments by the other means described earlier and in the notice of public statement hearing. Those ways are also on your screen if you're an electronic user. In order to ensure that these statements are given adequate consideration, we request that they be provided by March 27th, so prior to this upcoming Sunday.
Your Honor, I think Howard needs the spelling of the person's name that spoke.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to
apologize
cut you
for
off,
interrupting.
sir. I need the spelling of the speaker's first and
Okay.
last name.
Yeah, sure.
please.
So my name is Salvatore, S-A-L-V-A-T-O-R-E. Last name, P as in Peter, U-G-L-I-E-S-E.
E.S. What's the last letter?
E-S and E as in Ed.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hubbard, and thank you, Mr. Puglisi, for your interest here tonight and for that question. It was helpful to me. Again, the hearing is concluded. I'd like to thank you all. Have a nice night.
Have a good evening.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.